What you are about to listen to is the last known recordings of Officer John Wright and the investigation of Rodney Soule, who died under mysterious circumstances. Lead suspect was Rodney's roommate, Jack Baker. I will post them here in hopes to uncover the truth of what really happened on June 6, 2013. This is the forensics audio log of Officer John Wright. I am investigating the death of Rodney Soule, who died from apparent asphyxiation without any bruising or strangulation marks. The date is May 20th, 2013. This case is different from most I've worked on because Rodney's roommate, Jack Baker, insists that Rodney isn't dead. Despite looking and IDing the body of his dead roommate, I referred him to a psychiatrist thinking that he might have post-traumatic stress disorder. And I guess I was right, because he is now relocated to the New Hayworth Psychiatric Hospital for further evaluation. Forensics audio log of Officer John Wright. The date is May 30th, 2013. I didn't realize the extent of Jack's mental state. I was able to ask him a few questions after he got settled at New Hayworth Hospital, and I now know the reason why he believes that his roommate's still alive. He says he found pictures of him in an old shoebox he found in the attic on the day of his roommate's death. He says that the picture was of him in a dark forest, even though he swears he hasn't been into the forest since he was a kid. In the pictures, he says that there is something behind him that moves closer with each picture that he looks at. He thought at first it could just be a lens flare or a piece of dust in the lens, but he says that as he looked through the pictures, the blur became clearer, and he says that the blur is his roommate Rodney. Although I have no evidence to support his claims that he says he can't show me the pictures because he says that he's scared of what might happen when his roommate gets any closer in the picture. I will report back when I have new information. Forensics audio log of Officer John Wright. The date is June 1st, 2013. Jack has escaped the mental hospital. Video surveillance shows Jack being walked to his room by an orderly, but when the orderly was distracted, the video shows Jack reaching into his pocket and grabbing something. It looks like a scalpel. He turns and strikes the guard in the face and hurls himself at the second-story window. He may have a fractured leg, but he was still able to run off into the woods. Attempts to locate him have been unsuccessful so far, and the erratic behavior shown by Jack is similar to what witnesses saw of Rodney the day of his death. I fear if we don't find him soon, we may only find the body. Forensics audio log of Officer John Wright. The date is June 3rd, 2013. A badly decomposed and mutilated body was washed up on the banks of the Hudson River. The body was so distorted that we had to ID him by DNA analysis, and it is indeed Jack Baker. Oddly enough, the coroner report shows that he died of asphyxiation and no water was found in his lungs, and the mutilation was done post-mortem. My first thought was that an animal got a hold of his body after he died, but the coroner says that the cuts were too symmetrical. They look like they were done by a surgical scalpel, most likely the one he used to escape the hospital. But the question remains, how did Jack get cut up by his own weapon after he died? What follows is the last known recording of Officer John Wright. The recording was found on his handheld recorder in the middle of the woods with no indication of where John or the body of Officer John is. Forensics audio log of Officer John Wright. The date is June 6, 2013. I decided to do a more thorough search of Jack and Rodney's apartment. When I went into the attic, I found a loose floorboard and looked under it. I found an old shoebox containing a few pictures. The pictures are of me. But how did he get pictures of me? I'm in what looks like a forest, but the picture is kind of dark. And there's something blurry in the back of the picture. I'm looking through the pictures and it's getting closer. Hang on. Wait, no. This must be some kind of trick. I think the blur is Jack, but how? It can't be photoshopped. It's a Polaroid. Maybe it's some kind of double exposure trick. But when could he have done this? Hang on, I'm looking through the pictures. It looks like he's getting closer. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that story. I wrote the story myself. I hope you like it. And if you did like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment. Thanks for listening.